and cheese and baby Whopper cheese. I couldn't resist.
Understandably, they're all my favorites.
Can I keep one?
That's not how burgers work.
Big classics, baby-sized. Only at Burger King for a limited time.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With ORRETT Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful. This is For the Record. And now, your host, ORRETT.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today is Friday, the 21st day of August 2026, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on our roads, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road, because the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a happy belated birthday, whichever is applicable. And to remind you that the For the Record birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes. From generation to generation, Coca-Cola, still a Cayman classic. Those of you who have lost loved ones, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery. Mr. Joel Wilson, good morning, sir. Hope all is well with you, our colleague here at Radio Cayman. So, folks, first of all, let's look at the For the Record birthday shout-outs, again brought to you by Coca-Cola. So we know some birthdays that took place yesterday. Again, I want to give a shout-out to Miss Brindell Rivers, who celebrated her birthday yesterday. Miss Gina Lewis also celebrated her birthday yesterday. Today we see Miss Ethel McLean. Hi, Miss Ethel, celebrating her birthday. Miss Alice Bryan, Mr. Harold Waldron, Mr. Raymond Hides Jr., Ray Hides Jr. celebrating his birthday today as well. Tomorrow, Mark Hides will celebrate his birthday. Miss Seneca Ebanks will celebrate her birthday tomorrow. Jessica Caballero will also celebrate a birthday tomorrow, as well as Ben Thompson. Also, Miss Vassiana Franklin, she's celebrating her birthday today. Vass, happy birthday to you as well, coming from all of us, the entire family. Double checking all of them. Well, I'm not sure if Kirkland or Old Cycling Buddy is listening, but he celebrated a birthday on the 19th. Kirkland, he's over in Jamaica, used to live and work here in the Cayman Islands and cycled with us quite often as well. Going to check a few more here. We've been asked to sending birthday greetings to my sister Vicky, wishing her all the best, and may God bless her to see many more. Greetings are coming from her sister Karen and family. So Miss Vicky, happy birthday to you. Birthday greetings are coming from your sister, Karen, and the rest of the family as well. Checking some more. Shipla. Shilpa Gampawar, celebrating a birthday today. Sydney Jackie Ebanks also celebrating a birthday today as well as KJ Marva also celebrating a birthday. Miss Gwenda Rich celebrated her birthday yesterday, the 20th of August. If you know someone who's celebrating a birthday or any other momentous occasion, please share that information with us right here on For the Record, and we will give them a birthday shout out brought to you courtesy of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes. From generation to generation, Coca-Cola still a Cayman classic. Folks, we have a guest in the studio this morning. I think we advertised it in advance as well. And we will be provided with updates on various initiatives in progress under the Ministry of Caymanian Employment and Immigration's remit. It will include Hello to Hired. Hello to Hired. Work, WORC, online services, and the jobs portal. We'll be talking about new partnerships with Cayman Connection, partnerships with Cayman Finance to create stronger career and employment pathways for Caymanians. And that conversation will take place with the Honorable Michael Myles, Minister with responsibility for Caymanian employment and immigration. Of course, Minister Myles remains committed to expanding and promoting employment pathways for Caymanian job seekers and those currently underemployed. Minister Myles, good morning, sir. Welcome back to For the Record.
Thank you, OC, and thank you to the listening audience for joining us this morning. It's good to be back.
Yes, sir. I almost mispronounced hello to hired.
Yeah.
And the employment event. Do we want to kick off the conversation by talking about that?
Yeah, I believe that the goal to success for anyone is ensuring that they're employed. When I was elected and was given the ministry, we, as a government, we reformed my ministry, we removed customs, and we renamed the ministry to Caymanian Employment for a reason. It was to focus more on Caymanians, not just being hired, but also being promoted or trained, promoted, retrained, and moved up in their various functions within their organizations. And I think in the last year we have stuck to that. I've pushed extremely hard. My team has pushed extremely hard to ensure that we live our mantra of Caymanians first. So one of the programs that we developed was the Hello to Hired program. This is the second recruitment drive, or the third recruitment drive that we've had.
Mm-hmm.
We had one in September at the Marriott, which had about 300 plus people that attended.
Okay.
We had another one, I think, in February at the Special Economic Zone, which had another substantial amount of folks there. I think it was well over 100 folks there. And this one, I believe what we are now doing is focusing more on our unemployed people.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get to the source. I don't want to have recruitment drives for the sake of having recruitment drives, because then it just gets old. And then, people will complain that, I came, I have a job, but I didn't see anything that I like.
Mm-hmm.
We have approximately 100 Caymanians that are unemployed through our employment services unit. The Employment Services Unit is a unit at WORC. I don't know if you remember OC many moons ago. We created National Workforce Development Agency. So that particular unit, when immigration became WORC, that unit was removed from the Ministry of Education and transitioned under WORC. So that unit is responsible for placing Caymanians within the workforce. So I've specifically focused on that unit, and I've specifically focused on the labor demand unit, which have another. I think the Employment Services Unit has 6 people in it, including the manager, and the Labor Demand Unit has 3 people, including the manager. So I really focused on those units because I felt that we really needed to show Caymanians that we care. We can't just get up on stages and talk a good game about Caymanian first and then simply just let it be political rhetoric. And I've tried to make sure that people have a clear understanding that while I'm in politics, I'm simply not a politician. I don't just say things just for the sake of saying things. I want to make sure that people understand that my integrity leads the way, and that what I say means something, and that we are going to be doing stuff to help Caymanian, not just doing stuff for the sake of doing stuff. So the Hello to Hire program is focused on our unemployed folks. On Monday, the program will be at the Marriott. We have invited about 100 unemployed Caymanians. I'm asking everyone to come out who've confirmed. Miss Liz, who has spearheaded this project, has done a wonderful job in spearheading the project. She has not just contacted over 100 unemployed job seekers, but she's also put together the employers who she felt matched the job seekers.
Okay, yeah.
So it wasn't just getting employers for the sake of getting employers. We also have made, in the ministry, we've also were determined that we didn't want job seekers that didn't have employment. You know, we didn't just want to just invite people, because then it just becomes about this giving away branded items that I absolutely dislike. I just one of my pet peeves is going to a recruitment drive, and all people want to do is walk around and collect water bottles,
The bling, yes.
you know, and giveaways. Right? It doesn't serve the purpose of serving Caymanians. So I've made it very clear to all of our employers: please do not bring giveaways. There's no need to do that at this point. The thing that you're giving away right now is employment, right? Come with the intention of speaking to Caymanians seriously about filling roles within your organization. And that's what Hello to Hired is. We're going to be having, hopefully, once this one is done, I want to stretch that out over the next year. So everybody knows we want to set dates over the next year. So all Caymanians have a clear understanding when these programs are going to be hosted. But Hello to Hired program is one that we are funding quite seriously, because it strikes to the heart of our people. What we have seen, and I can tell you, I've been busy or kept busy meeting with employers. One of my favorite things to do, and I spend a lot of time doing it, is calling employers and job seekers, because I want to hear it from both sides, and I want to be able to serve people well with accurate information. And you know, I was starting to, you know, sort of the employer side, what the employer is saying to us. The employer is saying, I want Caymanians, and I believe it. I've never had a Caymanian that said, or an employer that said, you know, I just want to hire foreigners. I'm sure that some of them are out there. I'm not saying that they're not, but there's you know, 80%, I would say, agreement that the majority of employers in the Cayman Islands want to hire our people. What they're saying is that I see interviews coming in. And let me get more specific. I spoke to one grocery store who had some really good jobs, and she said, Michael, the biggest challenges that I have is that people aren't showing up. They schedule an interview. I'm prepared to interview them. And she said, and she's one of the owners and HR managers of the organization. And she said, then I wait for hours and folks don't show up. I call, I send emails, no one answers. But they say that they want to work.
Yes.
And they're forcing me now to hire an expat because I need to fill the role. This is a theme that goes across industry. So it's not just in the grocery store industry. Construction workers, construction companies are saying the same. Retail organizations are saying the same. Hospitality organizations are saying the same, right? And that doesn't cut across all Caymanians, but unfortunately, it leaves a black eye for all of us. Because what has been most unfortunate and disappointing is that there are a number of employers that are holding our entire culture accountable if they have one bad experience with a Caymanian. And I find that horrible because I've lived in another country. I've lived in the US for many years. I've hired a lot of Americans in various organizations that I was in as a hiring manager. And I've experienced the same. But I have never said all Americans are lazy. It just comes with the job. Person don't show up, you move on to the next. So that's the major issue that we're experiencing right now with employers.
Okay. With that, Minister Myles, we're going to take a commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways. Offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Cayman! Are you ready for the ultimate flavor festival? Cayman Wing Fest 2026 hits the Great Lawn at Pedro St. James on Saturday, August 29th from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Witness history with Cayman's first ever all-you-can-eat wing battle and the brutal Can You Manage the Spice Challenge? Live on stage. Wash down the heat with refreshing ice-cold Coca-Cola. Grab your Tier 2 passes today on ticketsplus.ky before lawn capacity caps out.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are just joining us, it is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning, the Honorable Michael Myles, Minister with responsibility for immigration and Caymanian employment. He's going to be providing us with updates on the various initiatives in progress under his portfolio, and that includes Hello to Hired program, which we're talking about now. Just want to do a little bit of housekeeping as well. We're going to have a short program this morning on For the Record because we will be carrying live an education event that is taking place, and also the minister will be attending that event also. So we're going to be ending at 9 o'clock this morning rather than the 10 o'clock hour. So, Minister Myles, back over to you. We're talking about the Hello to Hired program.
Yes. So, as I was telling you in the break, one of the things that I've challenged our employment services unit to do is screen our clients better, because a major complaint from the private sector in particular was that we were sending clients to them that were simply not ready to work. A client would come in, say that they're ready to work, and unfortunately we would register them, and then we would say, okay, go to the Marriott, for example, and they'd show up at the Marriott. They were not dressed appropriately. They were late for the interview. And this is not everyone, and I want to preface this by saying that this is not everyone, but the unfortunate, we remember the ones that did not show up appropriately or show up at all. So those are unfortunately, those are the reports that we do get. So what I've asked the Employment Services Unit to do is just do a better job in screening folks. We've also put funding in in one of our budgets to help Caymanians overcome barriers, because I see it from the flip side. So I just said, I was just telling you about what employers are seeing. They're seeing that a number of our people are coming not prepared. They're coming late. They're coming very disheveled. They're not coming at all. If they do accept a job, they then, after a couple of days, sometimes hours, they need to run off because they have a child coming home from school, so they have childcare issues. They may have a transportation issue. These are all hurdles that we can overcome, but had we done a better job screening those people, we would know that up front. So we have whittled our client list down from about 1,000 people when I first started to about 280 to 290 folks that's now on our Employment Services Unit client list. And I did this for a reason. One, I understand not everyone is ready to work at this point. We cannot continue to have 1,000 people on a client list, because the majority of the people that are ready to work, we will not get to them. I needed to get to the people who truly are ready to work, want to work, and then we need to get them in the workforce. What we also saw was that there was a lot of people that were on the Employment Services client list that already had a job. So we were able to see, one, they were underemployed. They were not unemployed. So when statistics were given to me, I just assumed that all of these people were unemployed. A lot of the folks were underemployed, but we needed to assess what skills do they need. We do have, we have vocational scholarships. We have scholarships in general. We have a number of organizations that's doing training and retraining, and we needed to help those people get on with that. So they don't have to leave their jobs per se, but they have to reskill themselves so they can move up in their companies, right? The people that are unemployed, I truly wanted to focus on, because the challenges that we are running into, and this is across governments, when a person stays unemployed for a very long time, they remain unemployed for years, because the longer they're out of the workforce, the more red flags that's on that resume when they submit it. So I've taken a stance that we have to be able to get an individual employment at least within 6 months, and we can do that. Now, it may not be the type of employment that you want at the time, but having a job is a start, because I often say when I did a lot of training at my center, I say to a lot of people, having a job gives the employer, your future employer, the visual that you are at least employable. And they should be taking an opportunity to at least meet with you. If we can do that, we give our people at least a step up. That's what I am hoping to do, and that's what we have done. Another thing that we wanted to do was understand from the employee perspective what was happening with them. So I had the Employment Services Unit track down their client list to have a clearer understanding on things like who needed transportation per se. So yes, I need an individual to get from East End to West Bay Road. I need that individual to be employed. The jobs are, and if that person want to work in the hospitality sector, that's probably the best place that they're going to find it, because the majority of the hotels are there. However, if the person is unemployed, trying to get from the eastern districts to West Bay Road is going to be challenging. And I will not stand here to say to that individual, well, go to DFA and see if you can apply for welfare. And part of that welfare is transportation. Why are we putting our people on welfare? So the government helped me create an account through WORC that we can reduce some of those barriers.
Okay.
So we have a budget that we can say, OC, you can't get to West Bay Road. I need you to do some interviews. We need to give you some money for bus fare, or at least some level of transportation. Things like childcare has been a major barrier for a lot, because we have a lot of single folks, and most of these people are single moms, and we need to be able to help them. They want to work, so we need to be able to help them do that. Then it's things like clothing, for example. I want to go to an interview, but I just don't have the clothes to go to an interview. We need to be able to help them do that. So what I have looked at is, one, I don't want to get our people on welfare. I don't believe in that. I think if folks want to help, we need to be able to have sort of a one-stop shop at WORC that we can help folks transition back into employment. So we've created a budget. We're trying now more to understand. I've made it very clear to our ESU team, do not send people out that you haven't checked their resumes, that you haven't ensured that they have clothing, that you haven't ensured that they have transportation to get there. Because when you do that, all you do is set folks up for failure.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And if you don't ask those questions, they're not going to tell you those questions, right? To them, they simply want a job. And if you say, well, that job is in Timbuktu and they live on the other side of the island, they're not going to get there. And that's what, it just leaves a black eye for the next person that's coming after them. So we have been successful in just cleaning up our client list and screening folks better. And it's one of the biggest challenges that the private sector have called me about. Say, I want to hire Caymanians, but I can't hire the person that you've sent us. One, you cannot send me a cashier and I need a salesperson, right? We have to do a better screening with those folks. Now, if you said to me, hey, this person's a cashier, I know you have a salesperson job that's open, can you just talk to the person about what they will need in order to work in that job?
Yes.
The conversation is better. So what I've asked the labor demand unit to do is let's get out into the community and let's develop a network of organizations. If you don't have a network of organizations that when an individual is unemployed, that I can pick up the phone and, call the Ritz-Carlton because they're part of our network, our clients are dead in the water. So we're connecting the dots all the way around to ensure that the clients or our people are being helped.
Okay, with that, we're going to go to our 8 o'clock news. When we come back, return on that, we want to talk about staffing levels in these units in terms of, what you're attempting to do now and what, because it seems as if a lot of it is going to be personalized to a certain extent, and to talk about the staffing levels and the training, of persons within the organizations to assist Caymanian in being employed as well. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, the conversation with the Honorable Michael Myles will continue, so don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. The Premier reinforces Cayman's commitment to, quote, strong insurance supervision and international regulatory cooperation during the National Association of Insurance Commissioners Summer National Meeting in Ohio. The meeting covered developments in the insurance and reinsurance sectors, cross-border regulatory cooperation, and Cayman's recently submitted application for qualified jurisdiction status.
We are focused on ensuring that Cayman's reinsurance industry continues to develop within a strong and credible regulatory framework.
Premier the Honorable Andre Ebanks says a well-regulated reinsurance sector complements Cayman's existing sterling financial services strengths, supports economic growth, and in turn, quote, creates new career opportunities for young Caymanians.
Pursuing qualified jurisdiction status will help Cayman continue to mature in this area while demonstrating our commitment to high supervisory standards.
The QJS designation will enable eligible Cayman Islands reinsurers to operate in the U.S. market under reduced collateral requirements, subject to, quote, applicable regulatory conditions. According to the Financial Times, on Thursday, Caribbean Utilities Company announced the closing of a record U.S. $160 million private placement of senior unsecured notes with institutional investors to, quote, support grid modernization, resilience, and sustainable growth. The transaction consists of $70 million of 6.09% senior unsecured notes that will mature in 2041, $30 million of 6.34% senior unsecured green notes that will mature in 2051, and $60 million of 6.24% senior unsecured notes that will mature in 2042. The Financial Times reports the financing consists of an initial drawdown of $100 million that took place on Thursday and $60 million in a delayed draw facility available in May of next year. Of the initial funding, $30 million will be issued as green notes under the company's green financing framework. The report says proceeds will be used to repay short-term indebtedness and fund CUC's multi-year capital investment program focused on grid modernization, system resiliency, grid hardening, and low-carbon transportation initiatives. A wanted man is behind bars today. The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service says on Thursday, officers located and arrested 26-year-old Timothy McLean. He was reportedly wanted in relation to multiple burglary incidents. He remains in custody. In regional news, Panama Canal's operator is to cut the number of vessels passing through the Key Waterway due to low rainfall caused by El Nino. The Panama Canal Authority told shipping firms on Thursday that 32 vessels a day will be able to pass through it from September 15th, compared to 36 currently. The ACP said the measures were being put in place to preserve service reliability and safeguard water resources for human consumption. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News with Neil Nunes. Meteorologists have warned that a developing El Niño weather system could become the largest on record. The experts say temperatures in the Pacific Ocean could climb more than 3 degrees above normal. For the first time in a decade, India is importing sugar to rein in local prices. India is the world's second largest sugar producer, but reduced rainfall due to El Niño has affected supplies. The UN's senior Ebola coordinator has warned that the outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo is growing exponentially. He said half of the 2,500 deaths were recorded in the past 20 days. The U.S. has deported the first group of people to Haiti since the government won a legal case ending their temporary protected status. They were taken to Cap-Haïtien because the capital, Port-au-Prince, is considered too dangerous. The president of the International Criminal Court has said the recent U.S. sanctions against her came as no surprise. Tomoko Akane said it was important, however, that they don't become the beginning of the demise of the international rule of law. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways. Offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman. From the Bluff to the shores of Grand Cayman, you have been the trusted source of news and great music. This is Ventisha Conley, the events manager for the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage.
On another place, but do on another story. From Pedro St. James and Fort George to John McLean Drive and Mission House, every corner of Cayman has a story to tell. Visit legendsbehindOurlandmarks.ky, explore the interactive map, and discover the people, places, and moments that shaped our islands. Learn something new. Visit somewhere new. Find out where we from. Start your journey today at legendsbehindOurlandmarks.ky. Brought to you by the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcade, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 87 degrees. Relative humidity is 82%. The barometric pressure, 1016.5 millibars. The wind is out of the east at 6 knots. Synopsis indicate a weak tropical wave will be affecting the area. Expect partly cloudy skies with occasional showers. There's a low chance of thunder, and moisture associated with the wave can linger into early Saturday. Gentle winds with moderate gusts can be expected as the pressure gradient slackens across the northwestern Caribbean. Seas will remain slight to moderate, and radar imagery shows showers to the south of the Cayman area. Now the forecast for today calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and possible thunder, and temperatures will be in the low 90s today with a heat index of 107 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots with higher gusts, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with 30% chance of showers and possible thunder, and temperatures dipping to the low 80s tonight. Your winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Low tide will be this morning at 11:39 with a high tide this evening at 6:56. Your sunset 6:47, sunrise tomorrow morning at 9 minutes past 6. And the outlook is calling for a decrease in chance of showers through Sunday as the tropical wave moves away from the western Caribbean. However, nighttime showers are possible as moisture drifts off of Cuba into the Cayman area. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
Advice from your Aunt Angie. Don't lie on your resume. Because if you say you've got trapeze experience, someone might shoot you out of a cannon and expect you to do a gymnast routine while flying through the air at 82 miles an hour. And just because you want to land on your feet doesn't mean you will. But if you're smart, you'll have CG medical insurance, so you get the best coverage for the price.
Get the best coverage for the price. CG Britcade. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
As Minister for Health, Environment and Sustainability, I'd like to personally invite you to join me at one of our upcoming public town hall meetings. We're discussing proposed changes to legislation covering environmental health, tobacco and vaping, public health, health practice, and I want to hear from you. Whether you have questions, concerns, or ideas to share, these meetings are an opportunity for open conversation about issues that affect us all. Join us at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the 26th of August at the John Gray Memorial Church Hall in Westby, or at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, the 27th of August at Constitution Hall in Georgetown. Come out, meet your neighbors, share your perspective, and be a part of shaping the future of health in our islands. Light refreshments will be available, and I look forward to seeing you there.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Top of the morning to you. Let's check in with traffic, see what's slowing and what's flowing. Coming from the east, further up on Shamrock Road, flowing pretty good. Linford Pearson Highway, steady but flowing. On Cool Road, traffic is moderate in both directions. Coming off of the Esterly Tibbetts Highway, traffic is moving at a steady pace, but nothing to worry about too much. And heading towards the Industrial Park area, moving at a moderate pace. On North Sound Road, steady but flowing. Godfrey Nixon Way moving at a moderate pace. Little steady traffic heading towards the Georgetown area on the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, and heading towards the West Bay area moving at a moderate pace. Huldah Avenue, little steady traffic, and traffic coming off of Bobby Thompson Way moving at a moderate pace, as well as Agnes Way. And that's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic about 30 minutes after 12.
Need a spark? Then Subway's new Ghost Pepper Bread's got just what you need. Amp up your lunch with its smoky Ghost Pepper blend and spicy jalapeno topping on your favorite sub. Or in our two new recipes, Subway's new Ghost Pepper Spicy Chicken and Ghost Pepper Spicy Steak subs, made with crispy onions, jalapenos, and a zesty chipotle sauce. Now that's one way to turn up the heat. Get it for a limited time before it's gone. Subway's new Ghost Pepper Bread, coming in hot. Only at Subway.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Cayman Brack, Cayman First is celebrating you. This Friday, August 21st, head to Cayman First at Colonel Center for a Customer Appreciation Day filled with giveaways, refreshments, and fun for everyone. Spin the prize wheel for your chance to win. And take advantage of exclusive insurance offers available for one day only. Come down, say hello, and join the fun. Cayman First will be there all day, celebrating the community we're proud to serve. Cayman First, first for what matters the most.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way, positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place, helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are just joining us, we're going to have a short show this morning. We're going to be ending at 9 o'clock because we will be carrying live and educational event, and also my guest in the studio, Honorable Myles, Minister with responsibility for Caymanian employment and immigration and Caymanian employment. He has to attend that event as well. Meanwhile, he's updating us on various initiatives that are in progress under his ministry. We do have a series of questions from one of our listeners, Minister Myles, and if I could indulge you in this person says, when a job applicant submits an application on work, does the employer automatically receive the job application?
Yes, and it's not an application, it's really a resume. So they submit their resume on the jobs portal, and that goes under the employer's queue. That's why we from the Employment Services Unit to our folks at work, we strongly advise people to apply for the job on the work portal. Yes, you can go on the employer's portal because sometimes it's necessary to go on the employer's portal and apply for that job as well. But the employer must put that ad on the work portal. It's mandatory. It's by law. So please apply for the job on work, because the administrator who processes that work permit, or at least sees it if the employer decides that they're going to pursue a work permit, those resumes stays with that particular job, right? Another thing is that it's the only way for us to track, right? So if you get very overly ambitious and apply for the job just on the employer's website, we have no clue that you apply, and the employer can say, well, I didn't receive that resume.
But they are obligated under law to advise of any applications that is received by a Caymanian outside of the portal.
They do, and your you can attest to this. You'll see we have a lot of very shady employers in our country.
Yes.
Certainly a lot of shady hiring professionals that will not be honest about things like that. In my 9 or 10 years of doing employment services and certainly professional development, I've dealt with a lot of this. So the safest thing is that apply for the job on the portal, because it's important that we see that you have an interest in that job.
Okay, and then the other question, is the employer required to notify work of the outcome of the interviews of all Caymanians, or to provide a list of all Caymanians who were interviewed?
Yes, they do. So on the portal, when that job is applied for by Caymanians, there is a box or area where the employer have to come back and add a comment that we've had several Caymanians apply for the job, and they have to tell a reason that they have to put down that they were interviewed and they felt, hey, something, I've hired one, I've hired two, or, the folks that apply for the job were not at the level or were not qualified. But they have to be able to put that on the portal. That's how we know that they've interviewed. Now, you have experienced this, and I have seen this among several of our boards where employers are saying that, and when our administrator or our employment services unit representative or the board contacts the Caymanian applicant, no one have contacted them, right? So those are things that are happening in the system, and that's why, as I said, it's critical that those resumes are applied for on the Jobs Cayman portal, because at least it gives us the indication that the Caymanian actually applied for the job.
Yes, certainly. And the last one, it says, what actions can work take where there are qualified Caymanians who submit job applications on the work portal, but no Caymanians are hired or interviewed? In some cases, these Caymanians may not make the short list designed by the employers.
So we've seen it. We have seen employers designing jobs for the work permit holder. And let me say this here, and I've said it to our team at WORC. there's no such thing as work permit renewal. The law states that if a Caymanian is qualified for that job, that employer must hire that Caymanian. What we are pushing for, and what I have made it very clear to our team at WORC, is that we have to be able to push back. Now, our boards are doing this. Our administrators are now doing this. What I'm pushing for is more consistency amongst pushing back when an employer discriminates, because this is what it is, discriminates against our people. And we, and while the public doesn't see it, I can tell you that I get those statistics. We refuse more applications than we approve. And I just want to make sure that the folks understand this, because I see the documents, right? I see the stats. I get those almost weekly now on us basically saying, nope, you've either cheated or you have overlooked a Caymanian in that job. Is it where I want it to be? No, we're not there yet. But we're going to get there, and we're going to tighten up a lot more things. Immigration has always been a pinball machine within the political fray. What I've tried to do is ensure that, one, it doesn't continue to become that. I trust the director. I think he's doing a great job. I am giving him the resources that he needs. But our responsibility is that there's been a lot of complacency within the department that we have to be able to push to make sure that we're doing a better job. We also have to do a better job because we have one of the greatest problems on the planet. We have more jobs than we have people. That is a fantastic problem to have. So I know that employers need talent. I'm not here to stand in the way of folks' talent. What I've said to all employers that I've met with, Caymanians must be given preference and priority. And we have to be able to ensure that Caymanians are trained or upskilled and provided with the opportunity. I was telling you earlier, OC, one of the biggest things that I battle with, and our boards battle with it, the department battles with it, is discrimination of Caymanians. It's folks coming into the country as an expat, they simply see opportunity and they see, well, I don't want this person to work with me. I would prefer my friend in Europe to work with me. So therefore, what they do us, they frustrate us, right? And most Caymanians aren't going to sit down there and be, underdeveloped or talked down to, so we leave jobs. And I'm asking Caymanians, please don't leave your job. I understand the frustration. I've gone through it myself, right? So I'm not asking for anything that I haven't experienced, but we cannot walk off of jobs. We cannot, yes, be frustrated, walk outside, curse, scream, whatever you need to do, go home, sleep on it, but come back. You can find another job, but you can't walk off of your job. And we have too many people that are our people walking off of jobs and giving these people the right to then hire who they want, and then they can go back to immigration and say, well, we had a Caymanian that abandoned the job.
Does that mean then that we maybe need to have some sort of arbitration process in place so that the Caymanians can have their grievances heard?
So there's two, and that's a two-phase process, right? I get a lot of calls from Caymanians frustrated within the system. And there are two industries that primarily I have seen lots of discrimination in, from the lack of advancement for Caymanians to not allowing Caymanians to get through the door, financial services, and the hospitality sector, right? And the hospitality sector is broad. So let me narrow it down. The hotel sector, right? I've seen lots of this. I get lots of calls from folks because this is, sometimes people think that it's just these entry-level jobs that people are discriminated against. Nope, it is senior managers as well. Like I get calls from, lawyers and persons who are in white-collar jobs who are saying, I've been with this company 5 years, I've worked my behind off, all of my performance reviews have been phenomenal, but they're bringing in folks underneath me, right? And I've often said, have you spoke with your HR person? with your HR? No, I haven't. Why? Well, I just feel that, they're not going to help. I said, but you haven't given them an opportunity. You may not even like the HR person, but you have to actually go and express your grievance. If the HR person do not provide you any sort of justice, then go hire, right? And maybe it's the person that's holding you down as your supervisor, specifically in the hospitality sector. That's what it is. We have a number of folks that's within the hospitality sector that are in the supervisor or management. They're in middle management. They're expats. They have, and many of them, and I'm not saying it's all of them, but I have seen this happen multiple times. They are from another country. They have their sole goal is to have their countrymen come in and take those jobs. They have figured out that I can frustrate the Caymanian. Eventually they're going to leave, and then I can say to the boss, well, I know so-and-so back home, they can absolutely, come in and do this job. And of course the boss wants to make money. They don't want people that's quitting. They know that the person that they have works hard, so more than likely the people that they're recommending will come in and earn them some money as well. That's unfortunate and it's disappointing, but that happens in our country. For the most part, OC, let me say this for the record, no pun intended. We have a lot of great employers, right? I have met a lot of really great employers. The majority of them are good employers. We do have a lot of shady employers. They are doing a lot of shady things. There's a lot of discrimination that they've allowed. There's a lot of bullying that they've allowed. It's not just about Caymanians. I've had expats call me. I've had people from all over the world that are here working that are being abused right, left, and center. And I cannot get them to make a formal complaint to their HR department because of fear of retaliation, because to them, I need this job because I'm supporting 5 people back home, whether it's in, Nepal or the Philippines or Jamaica or wherever. They are petrified of making that call, but they needed to air it with someone, and someone gave them my number, and I will listen, but I cannot be the complainant because I can call a company and say, hey, I think you're discriminating. The company is going to say, well, Minister, can you tell me who? And I have to hold that person's confidence. I can't say who because my fear is that I don't want to jeopardize their job. So I've said, well, you have to go to the Department of Labor. No, I'm not going to the Department of Labor. They do not want to get law enforcement or any of our law enforcement involved in this process. And I get it. People need their jobs, right? So I give them an ear. You call me, I'm going to listen. I'm going to redirect. I'm going to try to give you as much tips as I possibly can in order to get through the day. Employers must know that these are the things that's happening. If they're running a toxic environment and they're having turnover after turnover after turnover, there's something wrong in your company. And I see it quite often in the hospitality sector. There's something wrong with the sector. They're telling me that they want Caymanians, but Caymanians are leaving in droves. Well, every time you interview Caymanians, well, they're treating me like crap. And I've been in the job for a very long time. There's no training. There's no reskilling. There's no opportunities for growth. I don't want to just do that particular job for the rest of my life. I want to move up. I've seen Caymanians being denied supervisor opportunities. And every time you speak to the supervisor, well, they're not ready yet. Tell me when they're going to be ready.
Yeah. And even those Reg 6 positions as well, they trying to game the system, as far as those are concerned.
It is. We've allowed it, unfortunately, OC, we've allowed it across governments for decades, right? And the chickens have come home to roost with us that our people are being brutalized. What I've said to our immigration department, we have a law. I will never have the law weaponize it to go and attack someone. That's not my style. My responsibility is to ensure that there are laws we follow. The organizations have to follow laws. There's no such thing as a work permit renewal. If there's a Caymanian that's qualified for that job, I don't care if you had the person there 50 years. If the person's a foreigner and they're 50 years in and the Caymanian's qualified, the Caymanian need to be hired. Other than that, we're going to push back, and we're going to push back hard. And that's what I've said to our boards. I've said that to the director. I've said that to his staff. I've said that to our administrators. We have to push back hard. The Caymanian must be given priority. So if you're an employer, play fair. Give the Caymanian a fair opportunity, just like you would give any other one a fair opportunity. Because what I try to explain to people, when you deny the Caymanian an opportunity, that Caymanian need to eat. They need to be housed. We are all arguing about cost of living. Where do you think that money is going to come from to protect those people? It's going to come from those same employers, because the cost of living is going to go up. Why? We have to now send them to the Department of Financial Assistance to qualify for that. And people are qualifying. I have 20-year-olds that can't get jobs in our country. I have qualified people, kids coming home from school, can't get jobs, right? And they're qualified for the job. And when I say to the employer, you've missed a really great opportunity of a youngster who will work hard for you, and you are running them around because you think that the foreigner in your organization is that good that this person can't even train underneath that individual to move up. You're missing the opportunity here. So now we have to give that person, we have to send that person to DFA, and that person qualifies for welfare. Well, taxes go up because we need to pay for that.
Somebody has to pay for it.
Right? Yeah. Someone has to pay for it. And these are the things that I say to a lot of employers. Help us. We rely on you as a private sector. You are the largest employer in our country, right? The private sector is. But you have to now look at this as being fair. And you're not just hiring people just to check a box, right? You're hiring people because you believe that these people can actually help you in your company and move them up in your company. Now, the happier you have Caymanians can then afford property. Precisely. They can afford to live. But if you deny them of that opportunity, why would they stick around, right? Now you have an organization that you have just a revolving door. Yeah. And this is where the work permit system, unfortunately, is being antagonized.
Okay, so on the other side of this commercial break, Minister Myles, while you've acknowledged that there are shady employers out there and, some that create problems, you've also spoken about the dialogue that you continue to have with employers. And I want you to talk about the importance of that continuous dialogue that you, as a minister, that you personally undertake as well. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN money transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways. Offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
It's that time again, Cayman. The Pursuit of Excellence Foundation invites you to our 8th annual Ready, Set, Learn Back to School event, helping our students start the school year prepared, confident, and ready to achieve. Join us in Grand Cayman on Saturday, August 22nd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Lion Center, and in Cayman Brac on Sunday, August 23rd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Ashton Rutty Center. Come out for an afternoon of free school supplies, backpacks, refreshments, fun activities, giveaways, and so much more for students and families. For 8 years, Ready, Set, Learn has been bringing our community together to support Cayman's young people. And this year, we're doing it again.
So parents, bring the kids, spread the word, and come get ready, set, learn.
August 22nd in Grand Cayman and August 23rd in Cayman from 2 to 5 p.m.
Presented by Pursuit of Excellence, the Lloyd Barker Foundation.
Empowering our youth, supporting our families, pursuing excellence together.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning Honorable Michael Myles. One of our listeners has written and said, I'm impressed with Minister Myles being so passionate about his ministry's responsibilities and also being forthright about the negatives and the positives that need to be addressed as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I mean, I'm not here to lambaste the private sector. We have our own issues in the Caymanian government as well. I mean, I see a number of, I see quite a bit of it there. Everything of what I'm saying also happens in the Caymanian government as well. I've worked in the government on 4 different occasions, and I've seen it on 4 different occasions. So, you know, they're not immune to the challenges that I am discussing. And hence why we have put in the first ever rollover policy within government, because we have serious challenges there as well with hiring our own people. We can't continue to spend $40 million a year in tertiary education, and Caymanians are coming back and sitting for years on end and trying to get a job, you know, which leads me into the segment of what you've asked of our ongoing discussions with employers. I reach out as often as I can. I want to talk to business owners. I want to understand what their challenges are, but also to ensure that they have a clear understanding that what they've experienced with calling the minister to push through work permits is done. I don't do that. I will never do that. My responsibility is to understand what your labor demands are. If the talent in Cayman, you're hiring Caymanians. If the talent is not here, you need to prove that the talent is not here. And then from there, you apply for a work permit for the talent that you need so you can run your organization. But we're not just going straight to your foreign or your expat professionals, which, you know, highlights OC. I wanted to just bring the listening audience together. A couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago, we were in negotiations with Cayman Connection. Cayman Connection is they used to be the Overseas Association. When most of our young people went overseas, they would enlist or register with this organization, and this organization will connect them to people who lived within their area. So if they were going to London, for example, they would then connect them to other Caymanians that lived in and going to school in London. What they have done is that they've built a really great organization, and they are now enlisting all students who are going to school, you know, all over the world. And we chose this organization because we as a government must do a better job in helping our young people transition back home. We have too many young people that have no intentions of coming back to Cayman because they cannot get employment. And we have a lot, I mean, all of these kids have been living by themselves for the last 4 years or more. They don't want to have to come back and spend a lifetime living with their parents. They want to be able to, you know, transition to a job, and they're not here to be paid $1 million, despite what employers might think, because I hear this story all the time. Well, you know, well, they want all this money. They don't. They want the opportunity to come in and do a good job, and you reward them for their hard work and to be able to elevate themselves. Anybody wants that, right? Why should they have to come in settled? So Cayman Connection is going to be helping us with more outreach. We aren't doing enough, and I'm pushing to do more. Cayman Connection gives us the opportunity to also ensure that our students know where employment is, also know where internships are. We developed about 6 months ago, I put a team of professionals together, primarily from the private sector, to be on the national employment committee, and one of the mandates that I've given them is we need to develop a national internship program. That program has to be succinct with what we do within the government to ensure that before young people come back, they can apply for internships, because, and I'm sure you've heard this, we don't have the experience.
Yes.
You have a 4-year degree, you have a master's degree, you even have a PhD, but you don't have enough experience, right? Or you have a lot of experience, but now you need a degree. So on both ends, they're holding us accountable. Whereas I've seen employers hire folks in the expat community that have neither, right? They're training up those people. And I'm saying you can't have it both ways, right? You cannot discriminate against your own people, because 99% of these employers are Caymanians, right? Or you can't bring in people to manage your organizations that discriminate against our own people. So what myself, Minister England, have been trying to do is make sure that there's a seamless process where Caymanians, one, can be provided with internships as they go to school to gain the relevant experience as they go along. Two, that prior to them graduating, that they can be supported with a transition back home with employment. One of the companies that or one of the organizations, which is another NPO that we work with, is Cayman Finance, for example.
Okay, yes.
Cayman Finance has an employment program. They have increased it from last year. They started it last year, where they were helping our graduates transition to the private sector, specifically their 75 members. We started with 15 companies last year. This year, they have 25 companies. I spoke with the CEO. One of the things that he've also struggled with as well, that we need to do a better job, is making sure that he have access to the students who are graduating. This year we have 25 companies. He still have at least 8 spaces open to hire Caymanians within that. And the private sector in this particular program will take any student with any qualification. So it doesn't matter, if you have an accounting qualification or if you have a social work qualification or a business management qualification, they will take you. So we have asked the CEO to open back up the application process, because they closed that. I've said we cannot just leave 8 spaces, 8 jobs on the table. We have to open back up the application process. I'm having our team, our communications team, help him get the word out there. We have to do a better job. Cayman Connection offers us the opportunity to do a better job. They have over 2,000 students that is registered with that organization. We're now having some kids that are going to be going off again in September. We need to get all of our students registered. What I've also asked them to do, and Minister England and I will be discussing this shortly, is getting our students in CIFEC registered. And those students that are in dual enrollment, they need to be registered on Cayman Connection as well. Because if we can have a hub, this is what Cayman Connection is. They have the software and hardware. I've looked at their website system and their database, very robust system. We don't do it well in government. We need to be able to subcontract that out. They are better at doing it. We need to give them that responsibility to do that. They do it at a reasonable cost, and they already have the clientele that's attached to them that we can get the message out. Great. So once we can get this stuff done, I'm hoping that by next year, we would have a better transition home. Because as I said, we spend $40 million a year on tertiary education. We don't get the return on investment, because the majority of those kids aren't coming back here. Right? They're staying in the US, the UK, Canada, because they do not see the opportunity back in Cayman. And opportunity doesn't mean just a job, right? They want to be able to afford stuff. They want to be able to live independently outside of their families. And all of these are things, of what I'm telling you, are things that I have reached out to a lot of these kids, because I want to know Why aren't you coming home, right? So I make it a point to not just reach out to employers. I want to understand what employers are going through, and I do that weekly. But I also speak to a lot of young people who are in school. I speak to their parents. I speak to their grandparents. I want to know what their hopes and dreams are for their students, because that's what fuels me to do this job. And it has to just be done different. We cannot go through this relay of life of, well, we just need to get the work permit money up. That doesn't help the country. Jobs, Caymanians and jobs help the country. Yes. Caymanians being able to afford to live helps the country. It's not just about collecting fees, right? And most governments come in, it's to come in to collect fees, to do pet projects so they can get reelected. I don't really care about that stuff. What I care about, when I decide that I don't want to do this anymore, who have I actually helped? What have we actually done of value? Not going through this cycle of, well, we're going to do this bobo for next year, and it has to be done now, because people are hurting now. Caymanians overseas are saying to us, we are not coming back because we don't have opportunity in our own country. We are having to fight to not just get a job, but to elevate in the job. Why should we have to do that when we're in another man's country and they're paying us big money?
Do better that we can do at home.
Precisely, and we're able to breathe over here. So we are doing a better job, and we're pushing to do a better job to make sure, that we can do this better.
Okay, we're going to go to our last commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Cayman Brack, Cayman First is celebrating you. This Friday, August 21st, head to Cayman First at Coca-Cola Center for a Customer Appreciation Day filled with giveaways, refreshments, and fun for everyone. Spin the prize wheel for your chance to win and take advantage of exclusive insurance offers available for one day only. Come down, say hello, and join the fun. Cayman First will be there all day, celebrating the community we're proud to serve. Cayman First, first for what matters the most.
Grand Cayman, the Paramount Carpet Summer Sale is back. 3 days only. Thursday, August 20th through Saturday, August 22nd. Save big with 25% off in-stock carpet and tile, plus 50% off select products in store. Don't miss the biggest sale of the summer at Paramount Carpet, 317 North Sound Road, Industrial Park. Visit our showroom, open Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 7:30 to 2 p.m. Paramount Carpet Summer Sale, August 20th through August 22nd. Love the savings. Love your home.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpet.
Greetings everyone and happy birthday Radio Cayman. What many may not know is my journey in media actually began at Radio Cayman. I was an intern there many moons ago. Now that experience actually led to many other doors opening. I gained valuable experience which led to me to excel locally and then abroad. So once again, happy birthday Radio Cayman.
With ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of this abbreviated show this morning on For the Record. We have a hard stop at 9 o'clock. Minister Myles has to attend an event. So Minister Myles, here's one message that we received from one of our listeners. Another message that we received says, as a qualified local, I've had terrible interviews. For example, one gave me an Apple laptop with several keys missing, with which I was to do a fast assignment test. This was, of course, after I told them before that I usually use regular PCs. Of course, the Apple keyboard setup is quite different. Never mind with the keys missing. Terrible in that the employer did not want me to succeed. So in that case, I let my fingers do the walk. And this reminds me of the segregated South in the United States when black people went to register to vote, and the registrar there, in addition to other things, they had a bowl, with candies. I'm trying to remember the name of the ones that Ronald Reagan was famous to having on his desk. Anyway, they were jelly beans. Yes. So they had to tell the registrar how many jelly beans were in that, designed to fail.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me read you something, Osi. I want to just read to the listening public the emails and text messages that I get. I'm writing to formally report systematic unfair labor practice and discrimination against local Caymanian employees, as well as deliberate manipulation of the work permit process. There's a clear pattern within this organization of hiring local community members only to subject them to targeted mistreatment and operational isolation to force their resignation. This hostile environment appears engineered to artificially create vacancies so management can bypass local talent and secure work permits for their preferred foreign candidates, friends, and family. I've personally faced this obstruction. I had to wait 2 years for a career advancement opportunity. When it finally opened, management hid the listing from the website to prevent local applications. I was only granted a position after launching a rigorous internal complaint. Since securing the role, the pushback has continued, and I am systematically denied training, information, and resources necessary to do my job properly. This intentional withholding of tools feels designed to limit my capability, force underperformance, and pressure me into resigning. That's one. Good afternoon, Minister. I hope you're well. I'm writing to formally share a concern recruitment experience I recently had with a firm via the work portal, which I believe raises broader questions about fairness and transparency in the hiring practices. After applying for a role for which I met the majority of the stated criteria, I was invited to an interview. Following a period of silence, I was informed that I would not be progressing, including for reasons that reference responsibilities not outlined in the original job description and never asked for during the interview. Shortly thereafter, I was encouraged by the same employer to consider another position for which I do not have the direct experience. The senior HR manager assured me that that experience was not essential, that the required skills could be learned. I questioned the initial rejection and subsequent invitation and was advised that my feedback from the partner and director had highly positive and that my skills aligned well with the role's current needs. Here's another one. My grandson applied for 7 jobs through the portal but never received any reply. Some time ago, I was in an office getting to be attended to finalize a transaction. There was a lady there talking about a person on a cell. I heard them saying that she was working but had 5 interviews lined up. Said that she had applied to work. My grandson is Caymanian and the lady from Honduras. Do you see what I'm talking about? And I can go on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
This is the stuff that keeps me up. I capture all of this, I put it into a document, and I read this stuff at least once a week. This is the fuel.
Wow.
This is why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. One of the things that we created, as I was alluding, I forgot the name of the committee, but the National Workforce Development Committee was one committee that the Premier and I implemented back in January. The committee spent 6 months, and 99% of these people were from the private sector, helping me understand what we need to do. I made it very clear, I don't need another report. I know what all the issues are, so please don't give me a report. Give me a strategy that we can implement. And I'm going to just read some of the strategies that they have seen that we need to do, and we're on the way of doing this stuff now. Improvements to the job portal to improve accessibility to technology services, improve collection of shared data in order to understand trends, form decisions, and facilitate forecasting for scholarships spending, increase short-term support for overcoming temporary barriers. We've already done that. I have given our team approximately $500,000 to help Caymanians overcome barriers, because I do not believe that if an individual goes to WORC to get help in finding a job and they have a barrier, we need to send them right back to the Department of Financial Assistance to apply for welfare. That is an absolute waste of time, and we're getting people hooked on welfare in a systematic way where then we now can't get them off of welfare. So these are the things that we are doing in terms of employment. As I said, and I know we're running out of time, and I just want to, I will be back, folks. I want to let folks know on the additional things of what we're doing. We have labor reform coming. You know, some of the things of what we're doing in labor reform is reforming things like parental leave, adoption leave, antenatal care, requirement of statement for working conditions. We're putting all of that in the labor law, clarifying that the payment of gratuities is discretionary, insertion of an information sharing provision. All of these are things that should have been in the labor law 10 years ago, right? We are failing people because we're so focused on getting reelected that we forget that we're actually dealing with people and not cattle, right? The PR point system, that's well underway. We've been talking about this for 20 years of reforming the PR point system. We've had ministers come in and toyed with the idea, right? Because it's unpopular. I don't really care. One way or another, we have to protect Caymanians. The status, Caymanianship, should not be bought. It has to be earned. I can't go to any other country and buy someone else's status. So the PR system, it's coming, right? Pension reform. We have to do this. Just understand, and I say to a lot of folks, when a person either leaves or is pushed out of a job when they hit 65, we don't have a retirement age. We have an age in which people have access to the retirement money, which is 65. So you can work beyond that, right? But people are being pushed out. The moment that they leave that job, they lose their health insurance. Where do they come? The Cayman Islands government. We have to give them health insurance, in particular our most vulnerable people. That health insurance have gone up now to about $80 million. Who pays for that? The people of the country. Like, we don't have direct taxation. If we are not honoring some of these things, we are going to be stuck. And it doesn't matter how much money we collect. We're always going to have budgets that are not going to work for us.
Minister, one of our listeners is asking if you could repeat the upcoming event that is coming up for prospective employees.
Absolutely. The Hello to Hired, and thank you, OC. The Hello to Hired recruitment drive is on Monday from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's going to be held at the Marriott. We have about
24th, yeah.
Yes. We have about 15 employers there, all mixed employers. We looked at what folks were requesting in terms of the industries that they wanted to work in, and so we have invited a number of those people. All of the organizations there, all of the organizations that have confirmed, have employment opportunities open. What I'm asking people to do is wear their Sunday's best. You're coming to an interview. You're not coming to walk around. You're not coming to have snacks. You're not coming to collect branded items. You're actually coming to, it's almost like speed dating. You're coming to actually interview. Too often, we have these things. People are coming in flip-flops, T-shirts, short pants. That is not what you want to do with this. If you truly want a job and you're unemployed, or you're unemployed and you simply just want to see what else is in the market, come prepared to interview. Bring your resume, or at least have access to it on somewhere on whether it's on your email that you can forward it on. So if you can't print it, fine. I understand that. Not everybody has that level of access, but please have access to it electronically that you can send to the employer. The biggest challenges that I see with these particular recruitment is people are not coming prepared.
Yes.
They're coming as if they're going to the beach or they're going to the club, right? You have to, gentlemen, wear a tie, right? Women, dress nicely, right? Wear your Sunday's best. It's only for a few hours, right? But we have at least 15 organizations there, from the hospitality industry to the financial services industry, to retail, right? To construction. Wear your best. The biggest challenges, as I said, and where the biggest letdowns are, is where folks come in and they're not prepared. Come in with the intention of engaging. You're not coming in to just simply walk around.
Yes, and
come in with the intentions of engaging with an employer, right? Smile, shake a person's hand. When you walk up to a table, introduce yourself, get a business card, right? Once you get that business card, follow up the next week. Hey, I'm Michael Myles. I met you at the Hello to Hire thing. I just want you to know I really am interested in the role that you guys are advertising. Can we set up another interview? If you do these things, people know that you're interested. Right? I've tried to explain to our folks, we have almost 36,000 work permits now in counting. By the time the tourism industry come back up, we have we have two major hotels that have just opened. You know, one GT is now open. Grand Hyatt's going to be open at least by October, November-ish. Right? All of these organizations are going to be part of this process, right? Come prepared to interview, not to walk around to just have conversations with your friends. Come dressed. Come with resumes, or at least have access to your resume, and let's get this stuff done.
Excellent. Minister Myles, I want to thank you. Thank you very much. We know that you have to leave. We know that we did have some person trying to call in, but this was an abbreviated show this morning. We also are going to be lining up a series of appearances on For the Record for the month of September with Minister Michael Myles as well. So, folks, have a great day. Remember, continue to listen to Radio Cayman. They will be carrying the educational event live as well. Have a great day, and God bless.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market.
According to the Financial Times, on Thursday, Caribbean Utilities Company announced the closing of a record $160 million private placement of senior unsecured notes with institutional investors to, quote, support grid modernization, resilience, and sustainable growth. The Financial Times reports the financing consists of an initial drawdown of $100 million scheduled for Thursday and $60 million in a delayed draw facility available in May of next year. In international news, the UK Met Office has warned the El Niño event that is developing over the Pacific Ocean is likely to be the strongest in living memory. The powerful natural climate phenomenon pushes up global temperatures and can increase the risks of extreme weather. Added to the efforts of human-induced climate change, the Met Office is warning that it is, quote, very likely to mean 2027 is the hottest year on record globally. There's growing evidence that weather patterns around the world are already being affected with below-average monsoon rains in India and suppressed hurricane activity in the Atlantic. And a new generation of Israeli settlers is returning to the settlement of Kadim in the occupied West Bank, 2 decades after it was closed by a previous Israeli government. 30, quote, pioneer families had arrived in the settlement on Thursday from Tel Aviv, according to the Regional Settlers Council, riding a wave of Jewish nationalism driven by Israel's current government. The government there has overturned a 20-year ban on Jewish settlements around Jenin. Palestinian residents are watching the new push on settlement expansion with, quote, fear. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter. Radio Cayman Headline News.
HSA's orthopedic clinic has relocated to the second floor of the Smith Road Medical Center. Our dedicated team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons treat conditions ranging from spine to ankle injuries in adult and pediatric patients. We offer minimally invasive procedures from ligament reconstruction to hip and knee replacement. If you have experienced an injury due to sports or day-to-day activities, call 949-8600 and schedule an appointment with HSA's orthopedic clinic, now located at the Smith Road Medical Center.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Cayman Brack, Cayman First is celebrating you. This Friday, August 21st, head to Cayman First at Coca-Cola Center for a Customer Appreciation Day filled with giveaways, refreshments, and fun for everyone. Spin the prize wheel for your chance to win and take advantage of exclusive insurance offers available for one day only. Come down, say hello, and join the fun. Cayman First will be there all day, celebrating the community we're proud to serve. Cayman First, first for what matters the most.
As Minister for Health, Environment and Sustainability, I'd like to personally invite you to join me at one of our upcoming public town hall meetings. We're discussing proposed changes to legislation covering environmental health, tobacco and vaping, public health, health practice, and I want to hear from you. Whether you have questions, concerns, or ideas to share, these meetings are an opportunity for open conversation about issues that affect us all. Join us at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the 26th of August at the John Gray Memorial Church Hall in West Bay, or at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, the 27th of August at Constitution Hall in Georgetown. Come out, meet your neighbors, share your perspective, and be a part of shaping the future of health in our islands. Light refreshments will be available, and I look forward to seeing you there.
social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman.
For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. So the educational event will actually, our live broadcast will start at about 9:30, so we still have about 10 minutes to go. We're going to open up the phone lines in the event. Someone may want to call in and talk about what the discussion with Minister Myles. I have a few WhatsApp messages that were sent as well that I will share with you. So the conference that is taken place, the event, that is taken place, it is the 2026 Education Professionals Welcome. The theme is Growing Minds, Transforming Lives. The schedule of events taking place, Mr. Jerome McCoy will be the MC. They've had breakfast at 7:30 a.m. and then the registration booth also open at that point in time. The John Gray High School Swanky Band would be given a musical prelude, opening prayer by Pastor Phil Eckstein. The national song being sung by Israel Duncan of Prospect Primary / John Gray High School. Welcoming remarks will be given by the Chief Officer in the Ministry of Education and Training, Ms. Setonia Cacho. Then there will be remarks from the Deputy Governor and Head of the Civil Service, Honorable Gloria McPhail Nixon. There will also be a musical performance by Tajira Stewart and Havana Pinay Isom from Red Bay Primary School. The Minister for Education and Training, Honorable Ralston Anglin, will then give his remarks. There will also be a musical performance, We Sing or Cayman Story. That will be by the Theoline McCoy Primary School. The Mr. Mark Ray, the Director of Department of Education Services, will be presenting the education outlook for the 2026-2027 academic year. He will be doing that. There will also be a poem following that by Amari Curtis from the Marie Martin Primary School. There will also be a video, Those Who Shape Us, a tribute to our teachers. That should be interesting. I wonder how far back they will go in terms of our tributes to our teachers, because we have a long line and history of Caymanian teachers, as well. So that could be interesting. And then, of course, the closing remarks will be delivered by Mr. Elroy Brian Watler, who's the Deputy Chief Officer in the Ministry of Education and Training. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, I will read those WhatsApp messages that were shared that I was unable to read while the minister was here. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning.
Ouch!
When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Housing in the Cayman Islands affects families, renters, first-time buyers, seniors, and vulnerable residents. The Cayman Islands Public and Affordable Housing Policy and 10-year strategic plan provide a coordinated framework to improve housing access, increase supply, and guide phased implementation over time. Public presentations are being developed and will provide opportunities for the community to learn more about the policy and plan. Learn more and get the facts at gov.ky/housing plan. A message from the Ministry of Planning, Lands, Agriculture, Housing, and Infrastructure.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
We were set to battle, and your Aunt Angie was leading the pack when...
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with car damage?
Oh, right. Well, long story long. I took down the assassins and wound up inventing a new form of mixed martial arts. I became an international champion until one sore loser karate kicked my car. But I was covered with CG.
Covered for malicious damage and more. CG Britgay. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Phone lines are open for about 12 minutes in the event that you may want to call in. One of our listeners, while Minister Myles was here, wanted to know how can students register with Cayman Connection. And my suggestion would be to go on to their website, go to caymanconnection.org, and all of the details will be there for you as well. This person has said, thank you to our teachers regarding the information in relation to our teachers. I want to say thank you to our teachers as well. We had so many of them that had a direct influence on our lives and the trajectory that our lives took as well. Of course, there were some teachers who got it wrong as well, because we have heard, some people talk about the fact that their teachers told them, you will never make it in life. And they turned out to be some of the most impactful persons in the world as well. So sometimes teachers can be excellent judge of what is to come in the future, but they're not batting 1,000%. They're not batting 1,000% in that regard as well. This listener wrote and said, great job to Minister Myles. If Cayman had him 19 years ago, Cayman wouldn't be in the mess that we are in today. So I want to thank that listener as well. This person wanted to know the time of the event. I will have to see if I can find that as well. We know that it is and we trust that they're talking. Yeah, they're talking about the event taking place on Monday. At let me see if I can find a time for the event on here. Cayman Connection. No, not Cayman Connect. The to be hired. We will find that at some point in time here. Meanwhile, one pet peeve that people have been contacting me about. Many people were really thrilled to know that Cynical was not only in the health insurance area, but were expanding to other areas of insurance in the Cayman Islands. Folks, there's a saying, if you can't run with the big dogs, stay on the porch. I'll repeat it. If you can't run with the big dogs, stay on the porch. Now, we applaud Cynical for the efforts that they're making to expand coverage for people in the Cayman Islands and to make that coverage as competitive as possible with the private sector. But persons have been complaining that they have contacted Cynical, provided details, being told we will get back to you or someone else will get back to you, and it never happens. They have to continuously be contacting Cynical for follow-ups and everything. I don't know whether or not it is a staffing issue, and if it is a staffing issue, is it about having qualified staff or not having enough staff? But don't make promises to the people. Don't put yourself out there if you can't deliver. If you can't run with the big dogs, stay on the porch until you are fully developed that you can run with the big dogs or otherwise. My words of advice to Cynical. Now, some may ask, who's OC to be given advice to Cynical? I'm just passing on to you what the general public is talking about and complaining about. And if you're out there offering to provide services, then you have to be on the ball, because you know what? Those persons in those entities in the private sector, they're doing it because they don't want to lose their clientele. They are out there reminding persons when their insurance coverage is due to lapse, and to remind them of the need to reinsure if possible. They're the ones that are following up, whether or not their staff are getting commissions for the number of clients that they sign up, or whatever incentives are out there. The private sector, they are doing it. So, Cynical, please don't get off on the wrong foot, because if you do, and you lose that, what they say is the first impression is a lasting one, and you don't get an opportunity to make a second impression. You don't get an opportunity to make a second impression, because that first impression is the one that lasts as well. You got to get on the ball, Cynical. If there are issues there, let your minister know what is happening, because the public, they're being affected by it, and their confidence will wane if you don't deliver on your promises. Let's see if we have any other WhatsApp messages here that I can share with you. This person says, okay, yeah. Person says, yes, that was meant for you. Thanks for the teachers. So school year is approaching. We know that there are organizations as well as individuals, and in most instances, you're a member of parliament for your constituency, are offering back to school items. You want to ensure that you take advantage, of those if you need it. If you don't, then ensure that is there for some persons who are needy as well. I have seen requests for assistance as far as school uniforms are concerned. There are many organizations out there, or some organizations out there, that assist in that. Folks, what we have to remember is that because of the high cost of living due to the increases in electricity, the increases in food in our stores, despite the efforts that the government has made in terms of reducing or increasing the allowance for persons who are traveling back home, going on vacation, going shopping, and returning, increase that allowance. That, of course, benefits those persons who are traveling. I previously asked the question, what about those persons who are not traveling? They don't really get the benefit of that, and probably not sufficient time to be able to address that. But my point is, the point that I'm getting to is that there were those persons who maybe a year ago weren't feeling the pinch, the financial pinch, and are feeling it today. So we may have more persons who have to stretch a little bit more, or are feeling the pain when it comes to buying new school uniforms, buying backpacks, school supplies, and everything else. Like I said, there are organizations that assist with that. In almost every instance that I'm aware of, you're a member of parliament also assists with that. We know, for instance, that the credit union also does that with, was it the credit union or the Cayman Islands Civil Service Association? They do assist as well. If someone could remind me which one is it, whether or not it's one or the other, but there may not be time for you to do that now because we're getting close to that time where we should be going live to the 2026 Education Professionals Welcome. And to remind you folks that you will be able to follow that right here on Radio Cayman 89.9 FM. So you don't need to change the dial. Just keep it right there and you will be able to follow the 2026 Education Professionals Welcome live on Radio Cayman. Please stay tuned. We're going to take a final break. Will we be coming back after this break, Miss Susan? Huh? Probably will. Folks, please stay tuned.
Housing in the Cayman Islands affects families, renters, first-time buyers, seniors, and vulnerable residents. The Cayman Islands Public and Affordable Housing Policy and 10-year strategic plan provide a coordinated framework to improve housing access, increase supply, and guide phased implementation over time. Public presentations are being developed and will provide opportunities for the community to learn more about the policy and plan. Learn more and get the facts at gov.ky/housing plan. A message from the Ministry of Planning, Lands, Agriculture, Housing, and Infrastructure.
Cayman Brack, Cayman First is celebrating you. This Friday, August 21st, head to Cayman First at Coca-Cola Center for a Customer Appreciation Day filled with giveaways, refreshments, and fun for everyone. Spin the prize wheel for your chance to win and take advantage of exclusive insurance offers available for one day only. Come down, say hello, and join the fun. Cayman First will be there all day, celebrating the community we're proud to serve. Cayman First, first for what matters the most.
Tune in to Radio Cayman's sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, keeping the island connected with the music you love and the vibes you grew up with. Switch over and stay with us. Breeze 105.3 FM, always here for you.
With ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're hanging around until the start of the live broadcast of the 2026 Education Professionals Welcome, taking place this morning. We will be carrying it live. The theme, Growing Minds, Transforming Lives. You may have heard me on Wednesday's show, I believe, speak to the government's Q2, second quarter financial results, and pointing out that one of the areas where there was a decline in revenue had to do with, that decline had to do with work permits. And I had the opportunity to speak with Minister Myles off air this morning, about that as well, because one of the questions raised was, were those declines due to the fact that more persons were obtaining Caymanian status and as a result less fees? That may be possible, but you would have to grant a whole lot of Caymanian status for persons who were previously on work permits for that to show a significant variance in the amount of fees collected. And what Minister Myles did share with me was that, number one, those fees, the shortfall in fees, are coming mainly from construction, from the construction industry, that being that major projects, some major projects in the private sector were coming to a close. For instance, the Grand Hyatt, 1GT had also opened up. So that was one of the reasons why the shortfall in work permit fees occurred, simply, like I said, again, in the construction industry, and mainly because of those large projects now not being online anymore. That isn't to say that we need to have more, folks. We know that construction and real estate are some of the driving forces here in the Cayman Islands when it comes to GDP and economic activity. But we also know what that does to our local economy and to Caymanians, as well. The increase in the demand for housing has seen an increase in the cost of property, of land in Cayman, the increase in the cost of housing in Cayman as well, all because of development. So while some people will see development as being a good thing, it may not be. Folks, we're going to go quickly now, sign off and go. We're going to the 2026 Education Professionals Welcome. Thank you all.
Civil Service, Mr. Tonya Cacho. The Minister for Finance and Economic Development, Education and Training, Honorable